Like, if you could have anything that you want for yourself and your life, like really anything, like owning a second home, having a waterfront home, being able to say all my dreams come true, being in the happiest married relationship that you know, like whatever it is, writing a book, being a speaker, teaching other people, whatever it is, if you could have that out of your participation in this weekend, you'd be like, oh, that's silly. You can't say, yes, I can. I can, watch me. Because I believe it. I believe that what we're going to work on over this day and a half, 2 days, will set you up to have everything you need to live in the domain of miracles. And I'll tell you why for the rest of the day. So, but you've got to get clear on what is that. And by the way, this isn't a mental exercise. It's a spiritual exercise. The question is, how does God want to express through and as me in the world? How does God, as me, need to be in this world? How does God, as me, desire? What are my desires? So on the top of page 5, there's a place for you to write your intention. There's a sentence on the top of page 5 that says, setting an intention links the linear with the nonlinear domain. Do you know what that means? Setting an intention links the linear with the nonlinear domain. The linear domain is us here, the physicality. I'm going to do A, B, and C with the hope of accomplishing D. That's linear, right? And when you do that, I mean, you might produce an outcome, you might have great results, but you also might have a lot of effort and a lot of struggle and a lot of strife. But when you do that with the intention of bringing forth what needs to come through you, you are linking all of the energies of the universe to and with your intention. And all of humanity organizes itself. All of the universe organizes itself for you, for your good. Like the fact that I had not seen those 2 friends for 10 years, and they showed up on the exact weekend to solve the problem that I had about how to own that home. And that's one of 1,000 stories that I have and you have. So setting an intention links the linear with the nonlinear domain. Yes, question?
Yes, can there only be one intention? I've got 2 things going on right now.
A dozen is fine with me.
Cool.
No, really, I love that. Thank you. Because we play way too small, right? Igniting the flame of infinite possibility. We're going to talk more about that today. So go ahead and do that. Write as many as you want.
Can you give a couple of examples of intention versus goals?
Yes. The difference between... Great question, Anthony. The difference between an intention and a goal is an intention is what I'm putting forth as my desire to express in the world, and I'm not going to link any timelines or actions to it. I'm not going to link any timelines and actions. Like, I have an intention of being paid to speak in a warm tropical location. It's an intention. It's on my sacred intentions list. It's something I teach in my book, Calming the Chaos. I have a list of sacred intentions. You can't operationalize around 20 goals at the same time, right? But you can have as many intentions as you want. Really, if you've got 2 or 3 high-level goals, like, you know, write a book and have an awesome marriage and raise a great kid, or double my income, like whatever. If you've got 2 or 3 high-level goals, that's going to pretty much consume you. People overcommit and then under-deliver. I teach undercommit and over-deliver. So an intention has no actions or timelines associated with it. It's, I desire this. Does that help? Great. Yes?
Does it have to be personal, like for yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're the person who's here.
So I can't intend for the end of violence on earth.
You can.
I can.
And also for yourself. I love that intention, by the way. I'll share that with you. Critically important question. All of life proceeds from your intention for it. I'm actually training you right now in how to begin living your life with intention. all of life proceeds from your intention for it, but too often we just go about another day at work, another day of going to church, another day of going to a conference. It's just another day. And I want to disrupt that for you and recognize that holding sacred intention for how you're using the life force energy that you have is a creative process. You're all an artist. You're an artist with your life. So I want to hear from a few of you. What intentions do you have for this process? Yeah. Yes.
I wrote to share the deep wisdom inherent in all my experiences to those who will be served by my stories and experiences. To break down paradigms around aging, women, and money.
Nice.
To impact a million lives and create lasting change on the planet. To be a catalyst for moving people from their head to their heart. To live in abundance with loving relationships. And to leave their planet better than mine.
That's awesome. I better get to work. I love it. Setting the bar high. Somebody else want to hear your intentions? Yes.
I intend to love always in the moment, and the highest form of love is reverence to revere the omnipresent spirit within me, and I have two major spiritual, live openly about my spirituality, come under the spiritual father.
Yeah, that's great.
And so I'm starting two major projects that are in the force together.
Okay, great. Awesome. Somebody else, your intentions? Yes. Can you speak up a whole lot? Thanks.
Openness to new possibilities and confidence in my abilities and recognizing my strengths and live abundantly and write every day.
Ooh, live abundantly and write every day?
Yes.
What do you want to write?
I want to write my life story and fill it in the blanks with all the things I've done and accomplished
Sounds awesome.
with the limitations I have.
It's awesome. All right, somebody else? Some intentions in the room? Yeah, right here.
So I'm clear about declaring an intention, so I know what I'm about to do. My intention is actually to create a culture where we see no difference,
Oh, nice.
where everyone is connected. It is irrelevant of your race, of your culture, and it is a recognition of consciousness and subconsciousness through spirituality. And again, it's not out there, it's me, and it starts with me.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I don't know how to create what it is.
Doesn't matter.
I've been on this journey for 60 years,
Yeah,
and I know I have something to give,
so
and that's
great.
me.
So great.
So it's, I don't know.
You know, the how is none of your business.
Yeah.
And you do need to choose a how to get yourself in action. It's both and, not either or. It's both and, not either or. So, you know, create a world where people don't see differences. Awesome. I'm all for that. Yeah, did you want to add something?
Mine is short. Be at peace with myself and others.
To be at peace with yourself and others. Awesome. So yeah, so this notion of both and, you're going to hear a lot from me today, because it is the duality that we're living in, both and. Yeah. There is no wrong action, there's just getting in action. I told you last night, people say to me, Jackie, how have you been such a successful speaker? How did you do this? How did you create this? You know, it was so not what I thought it was going to be the first couple of years. As a psychotherapist, when I started my business, I'm fluent in American Sign Language. So, and I was fairly well known in the deaf community because I'd had a lot of leadership roles in the deaf community. So when I started my psychotherapy practice, it was kind of a no-brainer. There's not a lot of psychotherapists who are fluent in American Sign Language. So my business went from like 0 to very full practice in very short order. I had insurance companies calling me, asking me to work for them rather than me trying to get on insurance panels. So I didn't really know. I actually said for many years as a therapist that I had a highly paid hobby because I didn't really run it like a business. So then I was like, well, I'll start this business. Wow, I had no clue what I was doing. Yeah. The first year I went from making over 6 figures to around $25,000 a year. And by the way, there was that little thing of having bought a second home. So it was so not, what I thought. I didn't really know what I thought it was going to be, but let's just say it was harder than I thought, which is, fits my default context, right? I think it's going to be hard. Look what happens. So after another year of that, it was Christmas time, and I was visiting my spouse's family farm in Tennessee, and I was sitting in the big Barca lounger with my laptop looking at jobs on LinkedIn. I thought, what am I going to do, get a job? I can't go back to my psychotherapy practice. I'd come off of all the insurance panels. I'd closed it out. I'd moved, closed my office location. What am I going to do? I can't make it at this. I better get a job. For someone like I hadn't had a job in 20-some years. And I just had this inner knowing of just get through this next period. And literally a week after that, it was on that Christmas break, there was an application, an RFP, request for proposals, from a healthcare publisher. And that's how I wrote my first book. I was like, healthcare, well, I'm a social worker, I can write something on healthcare. And they were interested in my work on change and creating personal change, and that's how my book, Time for a Change, was written. And from there, I applied to be a continuing education speaker for social workers to one organization and got one gig. And from there, literally over $100,000 worth of business, probably $200,000 over the last 5 or 6 years, from getting one gig. And somebody in that audience knew somebody who hired me, and then that audience, and organically it built. So while I say you don't have to know the how, you don't have to, and get an action. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. When you are engaged in action, you are giving a message to the universe, I'm serious about this, versus the energy of inertia, of uncertainty, the energy of fear, the energy of justification and rationalization. Action has energy to it. And when you get engaged in action, you're moving the life force energy around you. And that starts creating outcomes that you could not have otherwise predicted. Yes? So the how is none of your business, and start doing something rather than living in your head. Okay? A couple more intentions. Yes?
Or clarify that. Sometimes in conflict resolution, I try to sit people down and kids in particular.
Could you just stand up so people can see you too?
And I always try to seek a response that will honor God within both parties, or all parties impacted. Action without that kind of consideration, I think, can lead us into, bad places. Not, am I making my question clear? Or do you need? So there's always a response. Seek the response that's going to honor God and everybody you're about to impact.
Okay.
So just
I'm on board with
random
that.
Random action gives you random results.
I didn't say random action.
Okay. Or action without that consideration.
I didn't say action without consideration. Just notice how we all bring our listening, right, from our own world experience, and that's great. That's fine. It's great that you clarified it. No, I mean, I didn't I didn't go put in applications at a strip club because I wanted to be a speaker. Right? I didn't start looking to be a car salesperson and go talk about cars when I wanted to teach spiritual truth and leadership, spiritual informed leadership. Yeah, you take action, and we're going to get into this, in alignment with who you are and where you're going. Yeah, so no randomness allowed. Yeah, over here?
What are my intentions for the remainder of my human life?
I'm sorry, can you, yeah, there you go. And stand up too, just so people can see you, you're so handsome.
So,
A woman can say that to a man, and a man can't say that to a woman, you realize, right? Total double standard. I can get away with it, he can't say that to me. I'd be like, stop sexually harassing me. It's total double standard. And I play it up, totally, yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
so this is something I probably will get emotional because it's something I really want to spend the rest of my life doing and figuring out.
Love that.
Is to help create a world where people love themselves more by reframing the stories that we tell ourselves.
Oh, I love that.
Love it, love it, love it. Starting today, right? Starting today.
I'm working on myself for that.
And working on yourself, starting today, reframing your own story. I'm sorry, you, say Vesna. Sorry, I forgot.
No worries. No worries. Whew, all right. Again, me too. I'm going to be emotional.
Good. I want you to get emotional. I want you to like really connect at the heart center, right?
Well, yeah, I'm going big. That's why.
Yeah.
To be an expression of God's light as I actively participate in the elevation and transformation of the collective consciousness.
I love that. You and me, baby.
Yeah, I'm on it.
That's killer. And are you engaged in that now?
I am. I'm a spiritual life coach.
Excellent.
I started as a personal trainer and nutritionist. And
Nice.
Expanded and felt a calling to go there.
Excellent.
And I've just recently spoken with Reverend Irene and declared my intention to become a unity minister.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So I am taking that
Wow. You know, the movement needs you.
step. Yeah, I need the movement too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. I got chills. I'm so inspired. All right, next question. What are you willing to give in order to accomplish the intention that you have? Right? You commit yourself to something bigger. So what are you willing to give in order to accomplish the intention for this weekend? Come on, guys. Come on. Let's move. Yes. What's your name?
Sue.
Sue.
I'm willing to be present, to be authentic, and to stay in the now.
Awesome. How's that going so far? Good. Excellent. I'll try to help that along. All right. Yeah, way in the back. Dude, love that. You guys back in the cheap seats. No hiding out back there.
First thing I put down was hold myself accountable, but with self-love and respect. No excuses.
All right, good. Accountable for what?
For doing whatever action.
Yeah, great. So you're just going to
working
be
towards my intent.
on board, working toward it. Excellent. Get somebody else to hold you accountable too. But yeah, that's awesome.
I have a heart.
All right, good. No, not your spouse. When your spouse holds you accountable, it's called nagging. Just saying. Yeah, over here.
I want to give my full energy through my divine nature.
Yeah, I don't care what you want to do, dude. What are you going to do?
That's it.
All right, say it again.
I am giving my full energy through my divine nature.
Excellent. Yes, you are. Thank you. Your full energy. God, that's a lot. All right? So you really got to step up. So after break, will you move up to the front?
Yes.
Excellent. Really awesome way to be coachable. So I'm going to interact with you. And I'm going to go ahead next. And I'm going to coach you as we're interacting. I may say certain things that you find off-putting. I apologize. I only have who I am. And that's what I'm going to bring. I'm sometimes sarcastic. I'm sometimes trying to be funny, making fun of myself. I actually was not making fun of him, although I noticed I used the word dude. I was calling his language forth in a higher way, yes? And he was great about it. He was coachable. You are here to grow into the divinity of who you are. Like, and you are divine. I gave a talk at Unity on the River in Amesbury, Massachusetts called Fully Human, Fully Divine. I want you to be actively engaged with both. You said you got emotional. Good, get emotional. Get really emotional. Get passionate, get upset, get pissed off. That you are holding yourself back in ways that have no truth. Here's a really good insight for you to take away before our first break. Your thoughts are not the truth. There's nothing wrong with you other than the way that you think most of the time. When you are given by the limitations of your thinking, you will not bring forth the fullness of your divinity. It's just the design of a human nature. I can't wait to like pass on into the next life and figure out what this was all about. But it's just our design. We have this humanity that we're carting around with us, like, right? We were once all in our divinity. We're like all there together. We're like no bodies. We didn't have to take a cab. We didn't have to call Uber. What's with Calgary? No Uber. Anyway, right? We didn't have to do anything. We didn't have any of this. We didn't have to like eat. We didn't have to poop. We didn't have to do any of that. We're like essence. We were just pure essence. And then somebody, who was it, decided, let's incarnate! Let's incarnate! Let's go have a human experience! I think it was Katie. I just think it was. Right? 'Cause who else in the room could get all of us to be like, yeah, all right. Let's go have a human experience. So the rest of us poor suckers were like, sure. And whoosh, there we came. We incarnated. And we forgot. We forgot that we were divine. I don't know why. We just forgot. We just like got our bodies and we started learning to walk and carting this piece of equipment around. And we forgot. So I want you to get emotional. I want you to get like pissed off that like I have this thing and I listen to my thoughts and I act like they're true. They're not true. They're just your stupid thoughts. I have a coaching client who's in the hospital with cancer and he calls me up last week. He's like, Jackie, I'm having some negative thoughts. I'm like, of course you're having negative thoughts. You're dying of cancer. It just doesn't matter that you're having negative thoughts. Don't give them any power. I find them funny. Like, really, I'll like say back to my negative, like, is that all you got? You've been saying that since you were 12. You got nothing better than that? Seriously? Come on. Right? Like that. It's awesome. I called on somebody else over here and I forgot. Yes, thank you.
I am giving my vulnerability.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. How are you going to do that?
I just did.
Yeah, awesome. Perfect freaking answer. It's so great. All right, so share with your partner what it is that you're going to commit to creating this weekend, what's your intention, and what you're willing to give in order to manifest that intention.